Hello and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. We have seen a nice reaction to the upside after the price found support here around the September low and the July low on Friday. Sharp correction. To be honest, Bitcoin is still holding quite well. It never really suffered too much. I mean, it's not that we haven't seen corrections like these before easily. I mean, the one in February was very similar, right? But the altcoins did not suffer that much back then. Don't get me wrong, also they suffered back then, but it was not comparable to that flash crash and liquidation event on Friday. Now, so Bitcoin is still holding. It's still holding its structure. It's still holding up quite well. We have in the white scenario the possibility that a wave 4 bottom. That's the directly bullish scenario, and so we could be working on a fifth wave to the upside. I mean, someone asked me earlier today on Discord if I could show the roadmap for the orange scenario, and it's visible here on the daily chart, right? So in the orange count, this here is an ABC structure, probably in an A wave. This here could be a B wave bounce, and then we can get a C wave decline. But where that C wave lands, where that C wave lands really depends on how high the B wave goes. So it's impossible to say because B waves don't even have targets. So we're dealing with the range, guys. I mean, there is a resistance area for the B wave, but B waves can break higher. They can even overshoot. So my view is that there's a good chance we might get to round about the 118K area. Why? Because if we activate the volume profiles, VRVP, we zoom in a little bit just to this visible range that really matters, then we see that this is where the point of control is, just below $118,000. Now that's the area that was traded most recently, and also a level that provided resistance. To be precise, it's probably more in the area, it's pretty much 118K. Yeah. So please be aware of that. Again, it's been a level that we expected to be reached in September. It was reached. We had a pullback, a break higher, and now we approach it again from below after that flash crash. So bigger picture, we just need to wait for evidence that the B wave has topped to confirm where that C wave might land. It might not even go down that much, they are just labels, they're not targets. Of course, in the white scenario, we could go higher. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. I still see it as likely that we get another high, an all-time high. And again, the orange scenario doesn't even mean that we're in a bear market. Orange just means we get an ABC structure. From there, we could try again to go to new all-time highs. Q4 is normally bullish for Bitcoin. It would be the first Q4 that isn't if we have topped already. Okay, I mean, Bitcoin in this case, I mean, if we really topped already, if the bull market topped, then it was again a top in Q4. That always happened. But normally what happens is that October, November are quite bullish months for Bitcoin. Now, let's take a look at the shorter time frame. We have some nice movements today. Hold on. So when you watch the video, maybe something changed already. I mean, in the end, this is just a snapshot of what happens right now while I record this video. For further updates, feel free to join our membership. There you get basically live updates about the Elliott Wave structures throughout the day. What we see here, I have to say, it looks a little bit more like the orange scenario. But even in the orange scenario, we ideally would get one more high. I mean, if this is the B wave, it should give us one more high. Bear in mind, the B wave can even extend. It could turn into a larger ABC structure. So it's impossible to map out how the B wave really will look like. What really matters is, do we get 5 waves up? Because without the 5 wave move up, well, it's just chopping around. It's just ranging, yeah? We need 5 waves up to get a good understanding we have bottomed on the 10th of October. Now, in the very short term, it's worth watching this micro support area between 113,569 and $114,864. Micro support, as long as we're holding this zone, we could get another high. And then we'll see if we can get another high, yeah? The next resistance is around 117,300, and then, of course, 118K, as I just showed you, as visible on the VRVP. What happens if we break below 113,569? Are we then going into a bear market? No. Here on the shorter time frame, I think we would just simply drop back into this support area and then could try again. From an Elliott Wave point of view, that would simply be a reset of the B wave and the wave 2, which means we need to pay close attention to this micro support zone I shared. And if we get an upside reaction from here, then 117,000, yeah, let's say 300 and 118,000 will be the next key resistance levels to watch. That's the update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.